Hello, welcome back. I'm Easy and we are rolling.
Shut up and sit down.
Jade Barker is a pro MMA fighter competing out of Gym 01 Fitness and Martial Arts. She has a 4th degree black belt in taekwondo and a purple belt in BJJ. Recording.
Hey, all right.
What's up?
Yeah, good. Thank you. You?
2 whiskeys in.
That is a good idea.
If you could fight anyone, who would you fight?
After last night, I'd quite like to fight Amanda Nunes just so she could hit me and just to feel how hard it actually hurts.
Oh, yeah.
What an absolute beast. Because she hits like a guy.
She gives a proper hit.
Yeah.
I think hitting like a guy just means that you already know you're capable of hitting hard.
Amanda Nunes does. I think she's an anomaly.
Does she weigh?
She weighs 135. She fights at both. She fights at bantam and she fights at feather as well.
What do you like to fight at?
I fight at straw weight, so 115 pounds.
So when you cut, how much do you usually have to cut for a fight?
So I walk around about 56 kilos. So I only have to cut about 4 kilos. So it's actually a little bit of an enjoyable process because you just get into really good shape.
Can you talk about when you started training?
So when I first started training, I started with taekwondo. So I started that at age 5. I had a really good group of instructors to sort of look up to. But then from there, I was really lucky to start training with colinhowells, like in jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. But now Brian's my full-time coach with MMA, and he does a great job, to be honest. And he's the sort of person as well that I sort of feel that he does get like the best out of you just because of his personality. He's got so much knowledge and that, which makes it so much easier when it actually comes to being coached by him. He's not blowing smoke up your ass. If you're not doing very well in training, he'll tell you, which is what you need, I think, a lot of the time.
What are some of the things that appealed to you enough to take taekwondo to the 4th degree?
My taekwondo class was in a permanent building. You're like, I actually go to a legit place with equipment that's there all the time and fully matted flooring. All that sort of thing was a massive appeal.
That is a really good thing you touched on with just having the mats.
And it does make a huge difference. Wow, this is actually a proper gym. This is a proper place.
Following on from that, can you compare and contrast your BJJ experience with the TKD?
It was almost like a completely different vibe in terms of how regimented things were with my taekwondo school to then go into like a jiu-jitsu school where it was that little bit more chilled out.
When you do your classes, it has a really mixture of traditional and chill. It's a cool combo.
I've been with so many coaches over the years, so I try and almost take a little bit from everyone, and I sort of look at who got the best out of me, use that with my own sort of personality as well.
I definitely see that. What is your favorite match that you can think of?
The one that always sticks in my mind is when I fought a French girl called Judith Levy. I had just such a good mindset. I'd started doing like strength and conditioning for the first time. I'd just come off of a loss, so I was like really determined. Yeah, that one for me, a real deserved win. She did give it as good as she got as well, so she was a good opponent. Yeah. I managed to get the submission. And straight away, my first reaction wasn't to celebrate, it was to give her a hug. And at the time I didn't sort of think too much of it, and I just remember now when I sort of see it, I think that's what the sport is about. It's about that sportsmanship, it's about respect, it's literally about all of that. And I sort of feel like I showed that in that fight.
The respect moment, it's one of the reasons why you can almost imagine yourself doing it, because I guess some people go up against people that absolutely want to kill them and don't have the respect for them. But it seems like 90% of the time you're going up against an opponent who's put just as much in as you. And you both have that mutual, we're going to knock each other out. And I respect you so much for this.
And after I'll shake your hand and give you a hug.
Exactly. It's actually a really beautiful moment. And one
it is. And I sort of find it interesting that it's in the most sort of hardest sports, be trying to knock each other out, you literally bare your soul doing it, don't you? You're never going to be in that situation again. It's almost like a really intimate experience that you are sharing with someone. So I think that's maybe another reason. It's just that there is that sportsmanship there. But yeah, I absolutely love it for that.
Can you talk about the lead up to training for shocknawe?
There's almost like that little bit of more intensity when you walk in onto the mats. Like, you know, you've got your shark tanks, you know, the sparring's like everyone's up in there sparring, you're about to get beat up. I really like it. And I really like up in my strength and conditioning as well. I like the physical changes. I like the fact that you look like a beast.
Yeah.
And you feel like one.
Yeah.
I just think that if I stay in good enough shape to always sort of be ready, that's a good place to be.
What does someone get from you when they go to one of your classes? What do you think you can offer someone that another teacher can't offer them?
And I think it depends what you're there for as well. So I sort of try and really instill sort of general life skills on people. Things are hard, but you don't just give up because it's hard. Sometimes that's only something that sports can teach you. When you're able to put that into practice in a gym environment, it does transition nicely into life as well.
Can you teach us a technique?
So like for someone starting out, something like simple is just making sure that you're twisting your body is massive. That's going to, be a huge difference from you punching with just your arms to actually moving your entire body. So say if I'm here, so obviously my cross is going to be with my power hands. That's my backhand here. So at the moment you can see my left shoulder. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to see that left shoulder when I throw that punch. So that's why I'm going to really twist, boom, so I'm this way. So it's completely disappeared. It's almost like I'm shooting an arrow. So it's completely out of my sight. And then obviously that makes this shoulder come straight and protect your chin anyway. And obviously if I was standing up, I'd be twisting onto that rear foot as well to sort of help with that more power, with the power. How I sort of look at things like that is like a tree. Like if you've got like a good sturdy like oak tree, it's like wide, whereas like the flimsy ones held up by extra bits of wood, they're always narrow. Whereas that oak tree's got a really good base, so it's got a really good stance. And then obviously that twist as well, that's going to help with everything. And everything comes from the bottom. It comes from your roots. So twisting of the feet, twisting up through the hips, that's like your trunk. And then also, yeah.
Jade, what is in your kit bag?
My God, it stinks. That was like the first thing I can tell you. But it's always got my MMA sparring gloves in there. It's got my pro gloves. It's always got my mouth guard in there. Shinnies, elbow pads. It's actually just got like a lot of crap in there as well. Sometimes I go rummaging through it and I'm like, oh my God, like what's this even doing in there? Like all your stuff you shouldn't have in there, plus a load of shit. Oh, well, actually, mine always has my black belt in there as well, in case it's ever needed, just to like whack out and put on.
You're like, I've earned this belt. I'm keeping this
I
belt.
will wear it. Yeah.
It's my belt. Cool. You got to choreograph a takedown for television. What's the difference between a TV takedown and a ring takedown?
The thing is, with a TV takedown, you have to almost make it look a bit more something. When you are actually doing MMA, it doesn't matter how gritty it looks. And sometimes you have to really fight for it with little tricks, shrugs. And to watch that on television, people be like, what? So you sort of have to make it look a bit more something.
I laughed so hard when I saw it. It didn't look like crap. I wanted to do it.
That's
It made me want to take him down.
That one looks a lot more something than the ones that I'd maybe do to like my training partners at the gym.
That was so much fun to watch. I was sipping the coffee and the coffee actually spilled out of my mouth.
It was so good. And like my hat pinged off at the time as well. But I'm so glad it did, because I think I sort of looked like a small boy. And then like when my hat come off, I think that's like, oh, it's a girl.
And you come out and you beast mode it, man. So Rocky 3, and this is one of your favorite fight films, right?
Yeah.
And we want to hear what you would choreograph or what you would tell them to do differently.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Why do you like this film?
I like all the Rockies. I like the fact, the comebacks. Like I always love things like that anyway. But I like how like heart and determination, like when I was growing up and sort of seeing the montages of him like training, phenomenal to sort of see that. I remember like watching Rocky and being like, oh, I want to do that. And then playing Rocky,
I was Mr. T. Like I was like, yeah.
Do you know what? I think as I got older, I realized I was like, oh my God, he is cool.
so
yeah.
Cool. I like the baddie in lots of films. It's just really fun.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's
really fun to cathart with that. All right, so we are going to pull up Rocky 3, and this is the final battle.
Yeah.
All right, so is it on screen for you?
Yeah, so we've obviously got Rocky throwing out those jabs nice and fast, so that's perfect. But we don't want him to gas himself out. Rocky's doing a great job at, like, he's throwing the jab, he's moving.
Oh yeah,
He's got a good guard. Yeah, so everything he's doing is perfect. But obviously, Clubber Lang's slipping the shots nice, but now this isn't so good. And Rocky's gone back to southpaw. Like, so I remember in one of the films he had to change to orthodox because he got basically Apollo Creed like messed up his eye.
Oh,
So he had to switch. But now it looks like he's actually gone back to southpaw. Oh yeah, look. Oh, that was lovely. Nice little lay back there. And then look, Rocky straight back on it again.
woohoo!
But this is how wound up Clubber Lang's getting. So he's literally expanding all his energy just by being wound up. This isn't going to help anyone. Once you sort of start behaving like that, your mind's gone completely. But look, he's furious, and Rocky's all right. He's pretty chill.
Apollo.
But this is brilliant.
It is that.
But look, yeah, what a beast! Look, but everything he throws has a lot of power, and I'm pretty sure, like near the end, just launch him straight in. But I'm pretty sure near the end he does actually start to gas out, and that's when Rocky takes it. But obviously, this is completely illegal. But
oh, that's good. That's good.
Straight back at it, Bosh! Straight back at it with his hands down. I'd be screaming at him.
Right?
This isn't good for anyone. Just like go at him with your hands down. But notice how like every shot like Clubber Lang throws, it is literally just like a looping hook. Like there's no straight shots, just pure power from these like hooks. But he's a southpaw as well. Oh, sometimes I wonder if it's almost like a bit of an action thing. Like, so when people, I think, naturally sort of assume that if you don't know anything about fighting and stuff, people naturally put their stronger side in front. Whereas obviously, that's BB-8 snoring. Whereas obviously, really, you want your power side behind. But yeah, I sort of wonder if it's almost like a little bit of an action film thing where they just naturally put their stronger side in front. But either way, both of them look very good.
You're saying you'd be screaming with keep your hands up, keep your hands up.
Yeah, definitely. Look, big shots. But yeah, look, he's taking it on the arms, but I wouldn't like to get into this. I think any sort of time you like, so obviously now Apollo Creed's like shouting at him, but yeah, any time I think you start like expanding your energy on sort of like emotions, that's when it becomes very difficult to stay focused and stuff as well. So
yeah, these Rocky 3 was directed and written by Sylvester Stallone himself.
Yeah, I think number 4 was as well.
You're totally correct on that. I didn't know that he directed and wrote Rocky 3. I was really surprised because I was like, oh, he acted really well done him. But no, he did it all.
The thing is, I suppose he's actually written a character just for himself, so it's not like he's probably got a lot of like emotional investment into it.
Yeah, he does.
Definitely. And to be fair, even when I talk about Sylvester Stallone, I always say Rocky. Like I don't. So he's obviously really like see, look now, Clubber Lang's like really gassed out now.
Yeah.
You can see it. But Rocky's still throwing out those shots. He might not be hitting as hard, but you can see that power from Clubber Lang as well. This is what I actually really like about him. He just looks like a beast. Yeah, everything he throws looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
What I do notice with Sylvester Stallone is like when he actually throws shots, he is throwing it from an action star. Like he does still look like a movie star when he throws his shots. Yeah,
he's not doing your twist.
No, like little things like that. Like I think he actually looks relatively good, but he still looks like an actor who's playing a boxer. When I watch like Apollo Creed, like how he moves and everything, he looks phenomenal. Like I actually prefer Apollo Creed to Rocky.
Yes,
the man, he's so cool. But obviously, like I said, like Clubber Lang completely gassed himself out, and then he took it.
Yeah, man, this film is is so inspirational on so many levels.
It really is.
Like I love it, but I'm also loving it because of the film stock it was used, the old camera work, and the Steadicam. The Steadicam inventor was Garrett Brown, and he used it on the steps of Philadelphia to show the invention. And the director saw these shots, and he put it in Rocky. And he used the Steadicam. The Steadicam is something that we use on a normal basis. Like you've even seen it at the gym. Like people use the Steadicam. So this was one of the first times you see a shot like this going up those steps, the Philadelphia steps. You wouldn't have been able to see it like that because it was just jerky and movie. It was an impossible shot beforehand, and then all of a sudden you can see it for the first time. And then the fights in the ring, the communication that you can communicate to the audience, that you can be up close being a Steadicam operator.
What I like is that there's nothing frantic about it. I was watching the film actually the other day, and I said, like, at the time, I was like, this is so much more hectic than I actually remember it, because the camera is just all over the place.
I'm a big fan, and it's such a historic thing to be able. This is I think one of the first fight films that ever used a Steadicam, and those are iconic shots. You see Into the Dragon, and you're like, oh, that's cool, but you see Rocky, and it was the first time you got those.
You can actually tell the difference, to be fair.
It's beautiful. It geeks me out totally 100%. All right, Jade, I really, really enjoyed having you on.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it.
An amazing guest to have, and your career is one to follow.
Thank you very much for having me. I thoroughly enjoyed being on it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. And thanks for watching. Woo!